Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a really cool question. What happens when you take thousands of years of ancient wisdom and pair it with the absolute cutting edge of modern science?
So, on one side, you've got Ayurveda, right? We're talking about a health system that's been around for thousands of years, deeply rooted in Indian tradition. And on the other side, Nu Skin, a company that's all about tech, innovation, and serious scientific proof. I mean, at first glance, you'd think they're from completely different planets.
But what if they aren't opposites at all? What if they're actually, two sides of the same coin? Could they be the perfect partners? Okay, let's dive into this and really explore how these two philosophies could come together to create something pretty special.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Because believe it or not, when you look beneath the surface, both Ayurveda and Nu Skin are actually built on the exact same core ideas. It's this shared philosophy that really bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science.
First up, it all starts with nature. I mean, for thousands of years, Ayurveda has harnessed the power of herbs and diet, always seeing the body as part of the natural world. And Nu Skin's whole philosophy, it's like a modern echo of that. They seek out the best of nature, finding these incredible traditionally used botanicals and then, supercharging them with science.
And then there's this focus on prevention. Both philosophies are big on this. Ayurveda is all about maintaining your body's natural balance so that illness doesn't even get a chance to start. And that lines up perfectly with Nu Skin's goal, which is to support your body's own defenses and help you stay healthy for the long run. It's all about managing your health before a problem ever shows up.
And this really brings it all home. They both believe in holistic balance. For Ayurveda, perfect health is that sweet spot, the harmony of your body, mind, and spirit. Nu Skin talks about this in a very similar way with their inside-out approach. The idea that what's going on inside, your nutrition, your inner health, is the absolute foundation for how you look on the outside, that outer radiance.
Okay, so what actually happens when you put all this together? When you combine these shared ideas in a practical way? Well, you get this incredible synergy. It's a two-way street. The ancient wisdom makes modern solutions even better, and modern science just amplifies all the benefits of those traditions. And you can see this synergy boosting some really key areas of our health. Think about daily energy. You can take the ancient wisdom of adaptogens like ashwagandha and pair it with modern formulas that use ingredients like cordyceps for vitality. Or what about anti-aging? You've got the legendary Ayurvedic formula Triphala, which now finds its modern match in science that can literally target aging right at the source.
And it's the same story with beauty. Timeless beauty secrets, using botanicals like turmeric and neem, are now supercharged by things like advanced bioadaptive skincare. That's skincare that actually helps your skin adapt to whatever your environment throws at it. And the best part? We can now measure the effects. Those ancient rituals are becoming verifiable scientific results.
But here's a really important question. We know this traditional wisdom is powerful, but how can you be sure it's reliable? How do you get the same result every single time? Well, this is exactly where science comes in to perfect tradition.
Look, one of the biggest challenges with traditional herbs has always been standardization, or the lack of it. The power of an herb can be totally different depending on where it grew, what time of year it was picked, how it was processed, all that stuff. And that inconsistency, that's a huge problem that science is perfectly built to solve. And Nu Skin attacks this problem with, an almost obsessive commitment to quality. Their testing standards are so unbelievably high, they can spot a single drop of an impurity in 700,000 liters. To put that into perspective for you, that is literally like finding one single bad drop in a swimming pool, almost the size of an Olympic one. It's incredible.
This whole commitment is wrapped up in their famous 6S quality process. It's this super thorough 6-step system that covers everything. I'm talking from the very beginning, the selection of the best plants, to sourcing them from the perfect environment, all the way to the end with substantiation, which is just a fancy word for proving with hard data that the final product actually does what it says it's going to do.
So, at the end of the day, this process goes way beyond just following tradition. It's about making sure every single batch is pure, it's safe, and it has the exact same level of active ingredients. It's all about delivering consistency and trust, and every single claim is backed by numbers.
All right, let's bring this down to earth.
Let's look at how all of this shows up in real-world products that blend that Indian tradition with solid scientific proof, creating something that feels both familiar and, honestly, revolutionary.
You can really see this synergy come to life in the products. You'll see these well-known Indian botanicals, ingredients we all recognize, like turmeric, ashwagandha, and saffron. And they're now the star players in these modern, targeted formulas built for very specific health goals.
Here's a great example. The TR90 weight management system has this patented blend in it called Slendicor. Now, what is it? It's a mix of turmeric, moringa, and curry leaves, a combination that's clearly inspired by traditional Indian recipes, but here's the key. It's been clinically shown to be effective for supporting your metabolism.
And it's the same thing with other ingredients. Take ashwagandha, sometimes called Indian ginseng, and saffron. They're no longer just things from a history book. They are now active components in formulas that have been clinically tested to help your body deal with stress and boost your energy. It's literally transforming these ancient remedies into validated modern tools for your well-being. So what this all creates is a really powerful new way of looking at things. It's summed up perfectly here. Authentic like Ayurveda, because it's grounded in that deep tradition, but also advanced like AgeLock, which is Nu Skin's own science that gets right to the sources of aging. It's the best of both worlds.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. In a world where we have so many choices for our health, why should we have to choose between tradition and science? Maybe, just maybe, the best path forward isn't about picking one over the other, but about demanding the best of both.